Words. They don't just communicate thoughts. They reveal the hidden things in our hearts. They don't just communicate ideas. They create worlds. The mouth and the words we say are a creative force that is not only used all the time, but everywhere we go. Our words are the very essence of how the Creator made us. Join us as we discover the essence of man and the power of speech. Hey, welcome to the Essence of Man and the Power of Speech. And this is just a daily devotional where we're focusing on our words and the impact that they have. And to be honest with you, I learned this from, I've always heard about the power of speech, but it really didn't make an impact until I read a book called The Shovatayim, A Lesson a Day. And it deals with the concepts of Shemarash Halashon, which is a Hebrew word for proper speech. And so you're going to hear a lot about the word LaShon Hora, which is evil speech or an evil tongue. And we're going to talk about pretty much just about every day for about 10 minutes or so what it really means to speak evil and how it really not only impacts our physical body, our mental, emotional status, but it even affects the world around us, and we're even judged in the world to come based upon what we say, how we say it. And so we're going to take this real slow, real methodical, 10 minutes a day is all it takes. And what I want us to do is be masters of our tongue, masters of our mouth, masters of our speech. So let's just get down to it. So what is LaShon Hora? LaShon Hora is a Hebrew word for, like I said, evil tongue. And it's derogatory speech about someone which could affect them emotionally, financially, or could damage them in a lower view in the estimation or in the eyes of other people. Now, here's the thing about LaShon Hora. LaShon Hora is not necessarily a lie. LaShon Hora is when you speak evil even in truth. There's a difference between slander or derogatory things, which, for instance, a lie could be evil speech, but sometimes the truth can be evil speech. And we'll get into a lot of this. But when we talk about even the truth can be an evil speech, gossip can go either way. Gossip can be something that's a lie that you spread, or gossip could even be something that's the truth that you spread. But the truth of that person could be a negative thing, or it could be your view of them as a negative thing. But nevertheless, if you're speaking about that, it becomes evil speech. And what begins to happen is you are lowering the view of other people, or the view of others in other people's eyes. For instance, if I say, and this is my opinion, if I say, so-and-so is a horrible cook. Well, that's my opinion. Now, to me, it may be the truth. To other people, it may be just perfectly fine. But because I'm going around saying so-and-so is a horrible cook to somebody that's never even had so-and-so's cooking, I'm affecting their livelihood. Not only am I affecting their livelihood, I'm affecting how other people view them. People cast a negative light on them. Well, they just may be not only a horrible cook, but just a horrible person. That's why they're a horrible cook. This is the concept of LaShon Hora. But here's the other thing. It's not only a vital doctrine, if you will, or a law amongst Jews, and Jesus being a Jew, he talks a lot about this, believe it or not. And we'll get into that in just a minute. This is a principle that should be adhered in our everyday life. It should be a principle that's adhered to as Christians, especially. So here's the other thing about LaShon Hora. It is a serious sin among the Jews. But you know what else? It's a serious sin even in the Christian faith. Rabbi Israel Kagan wrote two works. And the first one is called the Shofet Chaim, which means desire of life, which is taken out of Psalms 34, verses 13 through 14, and we're going to get into a lot of that too. And it's also another work he wrote called Shemarash HaLashon, which is guarding the tongue. And it lists 31 commands on how to guard a speech. But here's the other thing. Your speech is so powerful, okay, that it's not only affecting this world, the world that you live in and the people that you talk to. Evil speech is so powerful, it's even going to be judged in the world to come. I want to read you Matthew 12, and it's verse 36 through 37. It says, "But I say unto you that every idle word that man shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment." Notice it said idle word. "For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words shalt thou be condemned." So notice, words are justifying us or condemning us. It's these evil speech words that end up causing us so much harm. And as we go through this process on daily studying this in a devotional concept, we're going to learn even the science behind it. That when you gossip and when you speak evil, it releases toxins in your system, affecting many people. There's even one aspect of it, it affects your emotions. It brings fear when you speak evil against other people. So what I want us to see, first off, is words just aren't words. They're a creative force, thus the essence of man. The essence of man lies in the ability of him to speak. The essence of man is how we are created in the image and likeness of God. Here's the thing about it. When God created man, he created him in his image and likeness. Genesis 1, 26 through 28. But notice when man sinned and fell, God said, from this day forward, you're going to have to work by the sweat of your brow. Think about that. What was different? Man's greatest tool to work was done with his mouth and how he spoke, how he created things with his own mouth. And then when he fell, now not only had to work by his mouth, but also by his hands, by the sweat of his brow. You know, James 3 says we are made in the similitude and likeness of God because we have the power to bless and even curse. I want you to take real special caution. And as you study some of the books that we've talked about, and as you read through the scriptures, I want you to become a master of your mouth, a master of your tongue, so that when you stand before God, you'll be justified, not condemned. I want every word you speak, I want every word that I speak to be words that are blessing, to be words that are a powerful creative force to edify one another, to speak life, not death, to speak hope, to speak peace, not fear and despair. But most importantly, I want our words as believers to glorify God. That whenever we say something, it's as if God himself is saying it in his image, in his likeness. This is our goal through this process. So join me every day as we study how to handle and master our speech, understanding the essence of man and the power of speech. See you tomorrow.